This is Revelation chapter 17, and it starts off, it says, "And there came out of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." Now the many waters goes down to Revelation chapter 17, verse 15, where it reads, "And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." So that's what the many waters is. Many peoples, nations, and tongues. So let's read that verse again. Revelation 17 and 1. "And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." So the many waters is many nations, peoples, and tongues. Verse 2. "With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication." Now, the kings of the earth were referring to the other world leaders. And talking about have committed fornication, whatever it means, what? Meaning being in bed with America, making deals with America. You know, basically, that's what you do when you're in bed with somebody. Reading on verse 2, "And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." So the wine is talking about her philosophies and its ways of going about doing things. Verse 3, So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman, the woman is America, sit upon a scarlet colored beast. Now the beast represents NATO and the EU, full of names and blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 heads. The 10 horns is also NATO and the EU. The 7 heads represents, let's go with the first 3, the big 3. It's the French, the Spanish, the British, those 3. Germania Major, Germania Minor, that's 5. Rome and the Greeks. There we go. Had a little bit of a brain freeze, but I knew I had it. I just had to dig in that well to get it out. Slack it. Verse 4. It says, "And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color." Now that represents royalty. This place is basically that golden cup. Golden cup on the outside, what looks very, very nice from the outside. "And decked with gold and precious stones," reading on verse 4, "and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication." So that golden cup, clean on the outside, but in the cup, nasty loogies, all type of throw up, just sick and disgusting. What's on the inside of the cup? Now, however, on the outside, it looked very, very nice. Verse 5, it says, "And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, the Great, the mother of harlots and the abominations of the earth." So on her forehead, what's said is supposed to be on your forehead? The mark of the beast. On her forehead, if you break down numerically, it goes to 666. That's where the mark of the beast is going to come out of America. It talks about Revelation 13. Calls all small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This woman already has the mark in her forehead. So this woman is America, and is going to distribute the actual real mark of the beast, which is a physical. His carnal part is the the new one world currency. Reading on, verse 6, it says, "And I saw the woman being America, drunk with the blood of the saints." The saints, that goes to Psalms chapter 50 and verse 5. Let's go there. Psalms 50. Verse 5. Where we at? Gather, Psalms 55. "Gather my saints together unto me, those that made a covenant with me by sacrifice." So that's who the saints are. Those that made a covenant by sacrifice. Who's none other than that? The children of Israel. That's who did that. Not the other nations, the children of Israel. So this woman was made drunk with the blood of the saints, meaning what? The Israelites. Northern and Southern Kingdom. How much murdering that they did. Goes back also to prophecy, not Revelation, Genesis 4:49, where it talks about Gad, "A trooper shall overcome thee." And that's part of the ways how this woman is becoming drunken with the blood of the saints. This woman's still drunk with the blood of the saints, going still and killing them. And the blood, reading on in verse 6, "And the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai, and when I saw her, I wondered with admiration." Admiration basically means love. Verse 7, "And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell," because he actually saw an actual woman in his dream. He didn't understand that woman again represents America, but he saw a beautiful woman. "And the angel said," verse 7, "And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel?" Because he was lusting for this woman. "I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which have the 7 heads and 10 horns." Again, 7 heads, we named that earlier. 10 horns, again, that's NATO and the EU. Goes back to verse 3. Verse 8, "The beast," now the beast in verse 8 is talking about the Roman Empire. "The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit." The bottomless pit being Europe. Why is it called a bottomless pit? When you are digging into something, because that's where the pit is, it's in the earth. When you're going into the earth, you're looking for some type of resources. It's not very rich in a lot of resources. I forget specifically which type of metal I want to say, but that's signs I need to do a little bit of homework so I can know that off the top of my head when I'm trying to break this down. Either way, that was just a live rebuke to myself. Reading on, it says, "Out of the bottomless pit, and shall go into perdition." Perdition means destruction. "And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast," Rome, "that was and is yet." Wait, that beast that was and is not and yet is. So the beast that was, is not, but yet is, that's Rome. They were in the Roman Empire at the time. It still yet is still existing at that time. It was not, but it still is. Verse 9, "And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth." Again, we said that earlier. Germania Major, Germania Minor, Spanish, French, British, Rome, and the Greeks. Those are mountains. Mountains are governments. You know, because if you go talk to they hold these conferences and meetings. They call them summits. And what is a summit? It's the top of a mountain. So these governments, they're referred to as mountains, these major governments. Verse 10, it says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is. The one is Rome, and the other is not yet come. And when he come, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. So you have the 7. Now you got 8. 8 is America. And is of the 7. So it still comes from the 7. Specifically from Rome. Where he says, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. Okay, again, destruction. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So this is 42 years, starting with the Treaty of Rome. That 1 hour, I think that's from 1958 to the year 2000. Verse 13, these have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. America. Verse 14, these shall make war with the Lamb. That's that great war in heaven. Because when the Lamb, Yahushua, comes back, that's when it talks about there was war in heaven. And the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Yahweh of Yahwehs and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful, the elect, those that are dressed in white robes. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are peoples, multitudes, and nations and tongues. Going back to Revelation 17 and verse 1, the last 2 words of that verse that said many waters. Because America, there's a tons of other nations all up here. It's a big melting pot. It's a seething pot that Jeremiah spoke about. A seething pot towards the north. And he shall make her, verse 15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So eventually, what? They had power with the beast. Then they turned on the beast and ended up sending shots at the beast. Verse 17, for God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigneth over the kings. So God has put in their heart to fulfill his will, meaning do what he says. And what is the will of the Heavenly Father? That this place is destroyed. That's what the saints and everybody's wanted for it. This place to be completely destroyed. And on that note, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKakudash, that belongs to the elder GMS Ruel. Peace and salutations and shalom.